For those of you who don't know, the Development Leadership Programme is an international research programme funded by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and involves 3 universities, the University of Birmingham, University College London and the Trobe. My name's Chris Roche. I'm the Director of the Institute for Human Security and Social Change here and a Senior Research Partner with DLP, and it's my job to show you where the toilets are. Toilets on the left as you go out. If there's a fire, go out that big door. We will be filming some sessions today and some of the Q&A. If you don't want to be filmed, let us know or put your hand up during the course of the event, and we'll make sure that doesn't happen. Well, we won't be filming all of it, as some people have asked for their sessions not to be filmed. A few words about the conference theme. In July 2014, I was listening to the radio, and Radio National and pricked up my ears at a piece on exceptional responders to rare cancers. And I learned from that programme that where there is no agreed protocol for a treatment for a rare cancer, and where responses to treatment vary across individual groups, there's a growing interest in investing significant sums of research money in what they call exceptional responders. So people who respond to that treatment, if you like. And in many ways, I was thinking this rings a lot of bells. Clearly, development is not a treatment. But in terms of the development sector, how the development sector is thinking about social change and the importance of context, and how responses need to be tailored to specific circumstances, there seemed to be a real resonance there, and I wondered if we were actually investing enough in understanding those exceptional responses, or, in the term we're using here, this positive deviance. And so that's why my long-suffering colleagues at DLP agreed to my idea to have this as the title for our conference. It's also perhaps worthy to note that this idea has been picked up on in a number of sectors. So Sarah Parkin, who is a leading light in the Green Party in the UK and the founder of the director and trustee of the Forum for the Future, wrote a book called The Positive Deviant, Sustainability Leadership in a Perverse World. And she's really looking at climate change, and as she describes a positive deviant as someone who does the right thing for sustainability, despite being surrounded by the wrong institutions, the wrong processes, and thoroughly uncooperative people. That may ring some bells for you. Sarah Parkin here therefore helps us understand the relationship between the processes of positive deviance and the role of the positive deviant. And that's something that we're going to be exploring today, and it indicates the importance of deliberate choices, courage, and moral judgments. I'd also like to acknowledge Adrian Leftwich, the founder and intellectual force behind the Developmental Leadership Programme, who we all owe him a huge debt, and I'm sure he would just say, well, that's just developmental leadership, that's what we were talking about. There's nothing new here. Well, that's what we want to explore today. Is there anything new here? Is this a useful way of looking at the world? In the development world, this interest was first brought to prominence in a book by Jerry and Monique Sternin with Richard Pascal called The Power of Positive Deviance. It's got a number of case studies in there, which include an example from rural Vietnam where malnutrition levels were very high, but some families seem to have very well-nourished kids, despite having exactly the same circumstances as those around them. And it was discovered through this process of exploring why that was. They were feeding their children shrimps and crabs from the mangroves, something that was actually taboo. And so once that was discovered by that community, that idea was shared. And these other case studies include a look at drug resistance hospital infection in the States, female genital mutilation in Ethiopia, where the idea being is where those that are working despite the odds to create something different. So in the development sector, Ben Ramalingam, the author of Aid on the Edge of Chaos, and Matt Andrews at Harvard Kennedy School have picked up on this. And in Ben's case, as a means of dealing with complexity and non-linearity of the development process. And in Matt's case, to explore how understanding the strategies that lead to positive deviance in the area of public sector reform another domain where success is rare and limited success is the norm, arguably, this exploration of positive examples can help. But importantly and often forgotten, Jerry and Monique Stern's work also stressed the importance of investing in the social learning processes by which communities discover this themselves. And so whether these be rural men and women in Vietnam, health workers in the USA, women in Ethiopia trying to reduce the practice of female genital mutilation, it was about the process of them learning that, it wasn't the process of outsiders learning that. And this, they concluded, was important because it not only built ownership and understanding of existing potentially effective strategies, but it also used the detailed local knowledge and understanding of how local politics, culture, social obstacles and power relations might be addressed, using people's own strategies. So it's with these thoughts in mind that we've designed today, so that we might not only identify and share some interesting examples of positive deviance related to the politics of the development process, but also perhaps to explore what the implications are for how development agencies might use these and share these lessons in order to address some of the seemingly intractable problems that the world faces today. So we've therefore got a rich set of panels. We've got a so what session at the end, which will ask the question, so what? And I'd just like to say this isn't a typical academic conference. Most presentations will be short. Chairs will actually keep people to time. Presentations of speakers will not include listing every publication they've ever written. And we do actually want to engage you in debate and questions. But it's also not an NGO conference. There will be no flipchart paper. There will be no subgroups. There will be no tedious report backs to plenary. We will be listening as well as talking at the same time. And the chairs have been asked to challenge and provoke our panelists if they all agree too much. So no groupthink, please. So, with that in mind, let's get on with it. And I'd like to introduce Anna Nauka. It's my absolute pleasure that you've been able to come, Anna Nauka, and give our keynote address and the Adrian Letwich Memorial presentation. Anna currently works in the Pacific Island Forum Secretariat, which in effect services and implements the decisions of the Pacific Island Forum, which is a political grouping of 16 independent and self-governing states of the Pacific. Anna was Vanuatu's first graduate of the Harvard Kennedy School for Government, and has a long history of work on land reform, gender issues in our country. Anna has therefore been an activist, a researcher, a policy advisor, a Democrat. I can think of no one better to start off our conference. Anna, welcome.